So today's practice is all about coming into that space of the being, because in the surface, if you're too much worried about the health and you try to engage it in that level of fear, it's become very hard for us to recover. So recovering process is finding the home within the being, so that you can give that break for the mind, not to prolong the situation further than or worsen the situation. So today, wherever you have left yourself in another dimension, without your consent, just the practice is allowing you to bring that back again into the place of who you are really, the truth of your being. So saying that, take a deep breath in, shoulders roll back, opening up the chest, and we'll start with a breathing technique just to get that energy rise back into the surface, not to the surface, coming back into the space of the being. So we may cough, so don't allow that to disturb you because we are still recovering from the flu. So take a deep breath in and sit in a comfortable position, shoulders roll back and opening up that chest and coming into that seated position where you can work through a gentle breath of the cat and the cow. So what you do is you shoulders roll back, you're breathing into the cow, and you're breathing out into the space of the cat. And you hunch the back as possible. And when you're breathing in, your shoulders roll back and opening up the chest. So when you get this technique correct, breathing in, shoulders roll back and look up to the ceiling and drop the shoulders, breathing out, hunch the shoulders and the spine. And very gently, if it doesn't agitate you with your cough or anything, just start keeping up and doubling up that speed. What is you're doing now, do it a little bit more faster. So use your nostrils rather than your mouth breathing. Now, once you double up, keep doing it. Breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out. Now take a deep breath in and shoulders roll back. Elongate the spine. Now lock the anus, lock the navel, and lock the throat. And bring that energy onto the space of the third eye, where you're just bringing yourself back into that space where you're taking a break from the physicality, you're taking a break from the image, you're taking a break from the past, you're taking a break from the future. Now, if you need to breathe, you just give a little bit of breath because you want the breath now to hold, and then you have to drop the body so that you can still work on this place without getting panicked, without forcing. Keep the spine straight and very gently allow the breath to move out, completely flushing from the spine to the end of the spinal column on the bottom. You don't have to collapse the spine. Now take a gentle breath in, and you're just breathing out the out breath. Allow naturally to in-breath to come. Breathing out only, the in-breath naturally comes. Now take a deep breath in. Now this time hold the breath at least for a minute. Anus lock, navel lock. Allow the energy to move into the space of the heart, where your home is in the space of the being. just for the time being, try not to so much think about the physicality or the breath or the lungs. Just bringing that energy into the space of who you are really. And that without a consent, if your mind or thoughts have moved into a place, just guiding them back home. Not back home to a physicality or to a story, just into that space. Now very gently allow the breath and release the tension of that you don't need to hold in this very moment. Breathing out completely. Now again, we go back into the cat and the cow. So taking a deep breath in, shoulders roll back, opening up the chest, and breathing out, collapsing the spine. Breathing in, and breathing out. Breathing in, and breathing out. Breathing in, and breathing out. Breathing in and out. Now double up the speed. In, out, 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 in, out. Nostrils on the in, out, shoulders roll back on the in, out, collapse. Breath in. Now you bring that tingling sensation, burning of the ears. Very gently, anus lock, navel lock, throat lock, all in that position in the space of the third eye. Taking a moment without a judgment, taking a moment what is others think about you, taking a moment the expectations of the others, or even in fact the expectations of you. Just coming home to the being, coming home to the being, into the space of the heart, into the space of the third eye. Now, if you need to breathe, you just take a gentle little breath. Don't force yourself out of a panic. This is what saved me through all the difficulties of the time that with the flu. Now, very gently allow the breath to move out through the end of the spinal column. Now you take a deep breath in and gently out, then gently in and out only. Take a gentle breath in. Very gently pulling the anus in, navel in. Not so much a throat lock, but holding that space tighter. Or becoming more aware of the space more than tighter. And bring that energy back into the home where you have left consciously, unconsciously, argument, thoughts, emotions, problems, past, futures. Guide them back because you're leaking your energy more, they are open. You have seen more pages are open, the downloading is becoming slower. So you're gently, consciously shutting pages that no longer needed to keep your story, needed to keep you being right, someone being wrong, needed to be someone this or that. If you can hold a little bit more longer than the first round. If you need to breathe in gently, but the idea is not panicking, thinking that I'm running out of breath. Now very gently breathe out completely. You don't have to collapse the spine on this one. Now then, gently take a deep breath in, shoulders roll back, opening up the chest. The last round, look up to the ceiling, breathe out, collapse the spine, breathe in, breathe out, breathing in, breathe out, breathing in. Now breathe out. Now, if you want to double up the speed, double up into that speed, that way you want to hold it. Breathing out. If this is going to agitate a core for something, just gently go it with your tempo. What is allowing you to breathe in and breathe out today? But you're getting and gathering the energy back home like a sheepdog. Stop following anything. Just come back, come back, come back, come back, come back, come back, come back. Now breath in, straight spine, holding the position. Now very gently taking a break into the space of the third eye, where it's no longer needed by images or a peaceful place. But it's a space of a vibration or a frequency of bliss. If the bliss was a frequency, just try to get into the energy of it, not the form of it. Most people are being sold the form of things, and it becomes harder to bring back into the truth home. Now, very gently breathing in and breath out only. Breath in, hold the bandhas. Your face doesn't have to frown. Shoulders relax and chest open. Guiding back into the space of who you are truly, without the story, without the gender, without the role, without the success, without the ambition. Ten seconds more. Gently allow the breath to move. Now shoulders relax and chest open. And now gently heat up the palms if they are clean. And take a deep breath in. And very gently using that energy that you have circulate with intention to work around your eyes, around your face, around your throat, around your neck. So a couple of times doing this, and then also keep those palms heat up, bring that intention of bringing something home and allowing a space that needs most of your healing today. So it can be a chest, it can be a back, it can be a belly, wherever you are feeling congested, the flow of energy has blocked. Now I will gently move the camera towards Darren. Now very gently excuse us if he's also failing to perform the postures due to certain difficulties of the health. Taking a deep breath in, shoulders roll back, opening up the chest, and very gently twisting the spine to the right side. Now drop the shoulders and very gently give that massage to the kidneys on the right side, kidneys on the right lung. Very gently coming and taking a moment to meet the truth of yourself without the noise of the others, without the judgment of the others, and you, of course, yourself, without the past regrets, without the blaming. Now take a deep breath in and coming back into the center, shoulders relaxed, chest open, lift up the space of the heart. You can change the leg formation and take a deep, elongated breath and breathe out to the left. Now, just coming into the place of what you're feeling. It's a beginning of a lifelong relationship with your true self. It's a beginning. As every relationship, we fall in and out of the practice. But when you're falling out of the practice, you're falling out of your true self as you have moved into the surface of a problem, surface of a difficulty. Now breathing in back into the center, very gently. Now stretch the neck to the right side. Drop the right shoulder. Give that space of the left ear and the left shoulder. Now there is a place of trust in you, whatever matters happening to the physicality. I am home. Back to the center. Stretch the neck to the other side. Back to the center. Now very gently, shrug the shoulders up, take a deep breath in. Massage the back of the skull very gently, recognizing your being, and you're coming into the practice from the being. Whatever the relationship to your health, age, difficulty, finance, every disappointment through your life, come back home into the being. When you just observe that breath, and when you start observing and witnessing, being home. Now take a deep breath in, drop the shoulders, chin to the chest. Chin to the chest. Stop all the search for the outer fixing, outer joy, outer bliss, outer wealth. Refuge back to the practice, refuge back to the home, refuge back to the space. Breathing in back into the center, shoulders relax and chest open. Now very gently, do a stretch that you need to do it and releasing whatever to call your life back, wherever you have left with a person, left with an entity, left with a space, left with a portal, left with a dimension, left with a commitment, left with a wherever is left with attachment. Just for a moment, take a deep breath in, elongate the spine. Shoulders relax and chest open. Now very gently walk those elbows into the front in that seating position, dropping very gently, palms facing down, releasing the tension. When you come into this realization, you don't give the mind or a person the consent to use your vitality, lose your life. You don't give the consent, not by force, by just recognizing anyone, anything. So the breath in is, I call my life back. Breath out, I now release that which is not mine. It's not my weight, it's not my story. Of course, there is a consciousness of forgiveness to all things. Forgive for yourself. And take a deep breath in, gently coming back into the center. Shoulders relaxed. Palms onto the namaskar position. Take a deep breath in. Uncloak myself with a bright light of protection. And I shed things that are flaws, that are destructive habits, cause me, which I has never been part of the creation, but if I have created it. Now take a deep breath in and a gentle om on that space. Breathing in. Om. Shoulders relax. I'm coming out of the self-destructive habits causing, which I have been unconsciously created. Shoulders relax and just now very gently left leg into the back, shoulders relax. Take a good step back just to releasing the tension that you are holding. Shoulders relax and chest open. Take a deep breath in. Give that elongation to the throat. Just give that elongation to the spine. Shoulders relax, chest open. Take a deep breath in, breath out, elbows drop, releasing the tension. Releasing the tension. Now you're coming home. So coming home is a solution itself. But it's not the idea of the practice, because that's where everyone's suffering, because it says difficulty of doing a posture, difficulty of breathing. But when you come into that space, you have handed something over. You have handed over the anxiety, the depression. But you're completely, there's a surrendering. No attachment to an outcome. Doesn't mean you have given up hope. Breathing in, clench and unclench and release the tension of those fingers. Release the tension of body still holding into the image as an outcome, as an attachment, as a worrying, as an anxiety, as a belief, as an idea. Rotate the release and rotation, and take a deep breath in, gently coming back. Shoulders relaxed and chest open. Now we are gently taking this practice with gentle breathing, because it's the flu season and you need to do what you need to do with it. Now very gently into a plank. Now from the plank, you're just breathing out to a down face and bending one knee at a time to release the tension, and you become more receptive. You become sensing the practice, not doing the practice. You need to back off a little bit of your ideas and let things unfold with your intervention. Now take a deep breath in, drop the knees, stretch the spine, bring the bum back onto the heels. Now don't get in its way when the practice is taking you in a total detour, don't have the image of how it should work in favor of you. It might look like it's not in favor of you, but it is in favor of you. Crawling and bringing the chest into the front, drop the belly, soften the hips for a while. Now elbows onto the floor, breathing into a gentle cobra, becoming conscious of a gentle cobra. Overlooking onto the right, breathing in, back to the center. Now, don't blame the adventure of the healing process. Don't blame the growth-inducing opportunities. For your mind, your identity, it might look a difficulty when the consciousness is raising. Shoulders relax. Now, very gently land the third eye on the space of the hands. Just activate that balance between the contentment and the engagement. But you're coming from the home. You're coming from the place of relax. You're coming from the place of the being. Now, in this very moment, if a thought comes and you're caught up with the stress, overload, confusion, unable to commit to what you most wanted to, take a deep breath. Connect back to the home. Now take a deep breath, palms onto the chest level, breathing into a gentle up face. Posture is moving, the vehicle is moving, the fuel of the breath is moving, but you are at home. Breathe out towards the down face. I'm taking this practice very gently today. As you see, we both are struggling. So now take a deep breath in and bring that right foot into the front on the place of a pigeon pose. Now take a deep breath in, shoulders relax and chest. Now I have to remind you, this is answering a lot of texts and emails. You're here to do, which is to be yourself. The self that of the beginning of the practice, be. There is no need to force the world to bend to your will. There is no force to communities to bend to your will. There is no force to bend your families into your will. Friends. So this might take another layer of you. You will find the outer way unfolds most effortlessly, graciously, as you are going under the radar with the beam. Take a deep breath in, shoulders relax, chest open, look up to the ceiling, extend that body, extend that body. You only extend outer is the body in the extension of space. Breath out, drop the elbows, walk those palms into the front, releasing the tension. So some of you have wrote me saying that you're almost teaching me to give up on myself. No, I am not. It is much more positive to you and others when you come home than when you're outside and blaming everything. And there is no need to force anything, any idea, even the most great ideas, and the others should follow. Because the other is also you if you have a problem with the other. Breathing in gently, coming back, shoulders relax, chest open. Claim your divine dignity. being, being, being. These cultures ignores this part. These cultures only give energy to success of the surface. Plank. Take a deep breath in. Hold the place of the plank, stronger on the pelvic floor. Keep that energy. Keep the 5 senses in your guard. Now drop the knees. Give a good rotation to the hips. Releasing any manipulation, releasing the digestion from any comparison, releasing the energy of the pancreas, liver, spleen, out of judgment, belittlement, releasing any tension, shaming and holding. Onto the other side, and very gently stretch the spine, releasing the tension to come out into the space of the home. Releasing the tension, some people might just say, I'm naive or delusional. Releasing the tension of all that because they don't belong to anything of my being. So come to the space of the heart rather than from the scarcity, power games, fears. So then you will find the capacity to recognize value, wisdom, and like anything that you protect your indoor plant, you will nurture it. Like your pets, you will nurture it. So spread the consciousness that you have left this valued wisdom, not recognizing it. Clearly hearing the truth beneath the lies. Take a deep breath in, palms facing down, crawling and bringing the chest into the front, breathing in into a gentle up face. Breathing out towards a down face. Now, if you feel like the down face is creating more mucus and the chest is heavy, please then drop the knees and stretch the spine and releasing the tension. Release the tension of your body. Now, very gently take a deep breath in and very gently coming into the Vajrasana and give a good stretch and keep your palms or the fingers or the knuckles on the kidneys and give a good rotation and activate the spirit in the kidney. Activate the spiritual grace in this energy. So it's activate that invisible wings in your back. So that you'll race into that space of freedom. To the space of the leap. This place, world, not owes you. This place is not coming from an ego demand. So this space of the truth is not governed by immature tantrums of egos. So bring that sacred connection into the earth, into the body, into the ability to spread that energy of the Reiki, the light. Now very gently take a deep breath in. After warming up your kidneys, take a Uttarasana, a gentle camel pose. I'm not asking Dasa to bend totally onto a Purna Uttarasana. So if you can, just lifting up onto the knees, warm up the hips, warm up the feet and the ankles. You can rotate the shoulders a few times, stretch the right arm up to the ceiling, into the back, and lift up the spine, and gently that ability to bring that warmth into the spine and push that hips into the front. Now elevate the heart and let go of that rattle of some cages. Allow the energy to call of that space of the innocence, the child. Open your heart as you're stepping free from your own controlling nature. Now support the back. Child pose. This time the fifth is on the third eye. So the elongation, the life wants to bring a new freedom and liberation into your spine and heart. Trust it, the implicity. This might be the greatest time that the significant spiritual breakthrough is at your hand. So don't blame the sickness. I'm going through a lot. Though I have had this old condition, my soul wants to try. Even my organs can fail. Take a deep breath in, very gently coming back. Shoulders relax. And just open. Now very gently stretch the legs into the front. Give a good rotation to the feet. Shake the feet. And release any false tension in the hips, in the knees, in the feet. Now very gently take a deep breath in. Bring the knees to the chest. So you just lift up your chin a little bit. Breathing in, coming into the Navasana, arms raised onto the ground. Stretch the legs, look up onto the toes. Breathe out, knees to the chest. Shoulders roll back, keep the spine straight. Breathing in again. Breathe out. Breathing in again. Breathe out. Breathing in again. Breathe out. Now knees to the chest. Now very gently stretching the left leg away from you onto the floor. Now very gently onto the floor. Now very gently bringing the right foot over the left. And now very gently take a deep breath in. Left foot flexing towards you. Now take a deep breath in. Right arm roll back into the back. Shoulders are spreading. Left elbow sit on top of the knee. And very gently giving that stretch. Don't need to overthink. Intuitively recognize the energy spreading. Something that intuitively knows and being guided. Now in this very moment, you can release complicated arguments, releasing the tension, from anywhere you're holding these arguments, possessions, substances, now allow that breath to experience the mystery of from the space of the home. Mind cannot accomplish this. That's why educated people are not spiritual. I'm not saying all, but if you're just going through the books, it cannot find it. And the body alone cannot do it. Because body alone does not have that self-awareness. It has awareness of the protecting the body. It is the mind and the body united through the soul, which creates this capacity of the experience, which can heal, which can nourish in the same moment. Without the soul, all the books are like a banquet with no mouth to eat without the soul. Does that make sense? Coming back into the center. Now let's do the other side so we can work on the pancreas, the spleen, the liver. The foot has to be flexed because there's an acute pressure moving towards the energy of now have a legitimate hunger for the practice within your life is more than willing to provide what is needed to fulfill you. Now twist the spine to the other side when you're ready. Allow the body to work with these energies and releasing the tension of things that holding you without your consent. Very gently, couple of more breaths. When you feel like it's no longer needed to hold this space, follow that instinct. Breathing in very gently, coming back. Shoulders relaxed and just. Now, sole of the feet together, knees wide apart, releasing the tension of the hips. Drop in the knees and the hips if you can. If they are too high, doesn't matter. Just being observing that. So butterfly in that space, redirecting, sharpening the energies, and allow the consciousness to be curious and open to what is. Not remaining attached to the path of the physicality only, but being willing to adapt according to the space you're in now. Now take a deep breath in, shoulders relaxed and chest open. Now very gently drop the elbows into the back and open up the throat. Now if this is difficult piece, use a bolster. Sole of the feet are together. So it's Matsyasana, but in a very gentle way, we are opening up the space of the hips, the groin, into that beautiful sacredness of the fulfillment. Now, chin to the chest and drop the back onto the floor. Shoulders relaxed and chest open. Now arms stretch into the back, interlacing the fingers, palms facing up into the back. Open what is. Open what is. Releasing the tension of the struggle. Create a new patterns of healing change. Her grace is there to protect you from falling back into the old psychological patterns. This is from the home. The practice has the power to overcome the gravity of habits. Now stretch the legs, releasing the tension. Now sole of the feet onto the floor, bend the knees, and now very gently tuck the tailbone under. Your palms can sit next to the hips on the floor. On the out breath, lifting up the spine one vertebra at a time, one vertebra at a time, releasing the spine from the old physiological, psychological patterns. Now take a deep breath in. Once you go up, come down. Come down from the cervical spine to the thoracic spine to the lumbar spine. Supported in all the effort. Now take a deep breath in. If you're cramping, take a break. Otherwise, do a couple of more with the out breath going up. In breath, you prepare, out breath coming down. Now, remember you're squeezing the butt, not the hamstring. You don't want the energy is no longer derived from the tension. Now, very gently coming back onto the floor, hold on to the knees, bring the knees to the chest, forehead onto the knees. Just for a time, you're giving that consciousness, you're bringing the harmony onto the tailbone, you're bringing the harmony onto the functioning of the breath. But they are all integrated to the being. Now, very gently holding onto the sole of the feet, just stretching them up slightly, bending the knees, almost like into a place of a dead bug. Feet mat width apart, and pushing that elbows under the armpits. Now you can really relax the head back onto the floor. That will bring relief. Now, this is a great posture in this pose of the dead bug. Forget about who is right. Forget about who is wrong. Forget about whether you did it right, whether you did it wrong. This is about willingness to give up the fight. Once you give up the fight, only the grace of the light is lighting upon you. Now, even you can rock the spine very gently onto a side to side, releasing any further more tension, and using this as the abundance of blessing, this gentle rock as a child. So this is, you're releasing the focus of fear to survive, focus of fear to have the health, focus of fear releasing for money. Because these things can, when you're caught up, it actually blinds the space of the third eye even. Now, if it's harder to breathe, you can come up. Otherwise, you still can lie down and do a couple of more stretches. Now, very gently, bring the left knee on top of the right knee. Now, very gently, left knee over the right and dropping onto the left side. Shoulders relax and chest open. Elongate those shoulders. Overlooking to the left side. Take a couple of more deep breaths to really releasing the tension of those habitual reactions, distorted perceptions. Now, when you're looking at, be kind to the fearful parts of you, because you are home, so you can be kind. Now breath in very gently, coming back into the center, shoulders relaxed and chest open. Change the sides and change the knees and drop it onto the other side. Whatever the conditions you're going, the grace is supporting your healing. Everything that you are finding difficult is going to change. So do not close yourself down. Now breathing in back into the center, rock the spine into the front and into the back, and come into a seating posture. Shoulders relaxed, just open. Now, if this is the time to open your heart and let the grace of the practice to move in. So it's not about activating the mind here. Even certain time the practice would have wavered you, or you might feel depleted with this practice. This is the time that whatever has wandered out, the faith is testing you. It is the time that it is looking at you, whether you're genuinely, authentically connecting. That connection is the real. It is nourishing. It's palpable. And it is fulfilling. Now, this is the time you open the space to the subject, to the doubt, to the delay, to the difficulty. At this time, just observe that you are cocooned by real love within you. This is not the time you're logically allowing anything or anyone to subdue your spirit. This is the time you're not being afraid. You're not feeding the doubt. Your love within has a remarkable wisdom and a healing energy beyond anything else. And this is the time, if you have not loved yourself, include yourself into the space. Sometimes we all need, in a practice, a gentle reminder to drop everything else and come back to the space of the heart with trust. Shoulders very gently relax. Keep the energy moving in, moving out. You're the witness. Take that moment to meet the truth of yourself. releasing any tension of the noise, the judgment, the regret. You might start falling in love with your new self. What you see is just the beginning of a lifelong relationship with your truth. As any relationship, first it will have ups and downs, but finally you have a place to trust. Now, this is also time for you to call your life back, very gently raising the arms back, calling your life back, breathing in, arms raised onto the ground. Wherever you have left in an entity or a space or a portal or a dimension or in a commitment or attachment or a palms onto the namaskar position into the ground, that you don't have any consent to use your vitality without your permission. Anyone, anything. Very gently into the throat, I call my voice back. I call my life back. And on the out breath, you can release that which is not your own weight or the voice. Don't voice for others. Just keep your voice. Throat chakra is very important. Now coming into the heart. I forgive all things. I forgive myself. I forgive others. I forgive. Unconsciously, I was in the surface. Into the solar plexus, a bright light of protection. I shed, let it flow, releasing any self-destructive habits causes me, which I have created. Mooladhara, I honor those paths and I love them all. I'm sacredly conscious about these jewels of the chakras, arms raised onto the ground, cleansing the space of the aura. Touch the earth, respect for the earth, that we all have come to learn things. Palms onto the namaskar position. I have recognized my own being. I have recognized my relationship with my health, with my wealth, with my age. I have come into the refuge, to the home, to the practice. Namaste. Thank you for everybody, and thank you for Dasa for organizing the class. It was his birthday yesterday. Not that age matters a lot. After a certain age, I mean, I'm talking about me, he's younger than me. And thank you, Dr. Michelle. Thank you, Sylvia. Thank you, Pamela. Thank you, Rebecca. Thank you, Des. Thank you, Liz. Thank you, Jordan, for everyone for being part of it. So we'll keep the classes happening. So that's our gift for you all. And thank you for making it happen. And love to you all. We all are gently recovering. It's also a time it's good to cough it out, good to release, but please go and make sure that you're with your health practitioners, do what you need to do with your doctors, and check before it gets worse. So thank you for all, and Dr. Michelle came to help us even in the middle of the night. And thank you for keeping that in the community. We need all that. Thank you, Jordan. Good to see you. Thank you, everyone. Love to you all. Namaste.